Please be advised, this is for entertainment purpose only.
Welcome back to another episode of Ying and Yang. And in this episode, we will be continuing the conversation of the Empress Wu Zetain. But darling, before we get into that topic, how was your week?
My week was good. I've just been at work again. For everybody's information, I actually do work. I don't just sit here and eat fast food all the time. I do have a job. So, you know, what have you been doing for the last week?
At this point, I feel like everybody knows I'm a housewife. So, housework, garden work, life work. Yeah.
Just a bit of everything.
Everything. Yes, darling. Just want to make sure that you had a really good week because we want to continue this topic of this amazing woman and get into the amazing work she has done in her time, in her era. So my first question to you is this. How did the Emperor Gaizong died?
Well, historians believe, or, you know, as it says in a lot of things, that he died of an illness, believed prescribed medicine by alchemists. Do you know what alchemists are?
No, darling.
I've got a sense inkling that it's the ones used for witchcraft, immortality, long live forever, like, you know, spells. No, I'm being serious. Like spells, witchcraft, the lot.
So if I was to, okay, I'm not being a bitch, though I can be. I feel like modern day, you know, you call that poison.
Poison.
Yeah, it sounds like poison to me. Witchcraft, we know that does not exist. So, in other words, it can be poison because they are treating an illness that they have no knowledge or experience on. So they give this man something to treat the illness, which might have ended up poisoning him. Is that I don't know.
Well, yeah, back in the day, I get where you're coming from now. I just zoned out a little then. I'm not saying it was intentional. I'm just saying that based on the fact that it's not, we are now in modern times where we are aware of a lot of illness, a lot of, you know, cure for certain diseases. So I'm feeling like, you know, it's poisonous. I'm not saying it's intentional. I'm just saying we're trying to make the mat. Well, it could be like that, or it could be like the time, you know, the first emperor of China used to eat lead to believe that it would make him immortality. You know, that's way
gotcha.
Dark magic, way back in the times.
Right. Gotcha. I understand that because, like, we have a way of thinking that, like, in religion, we do tend to. Not everybody have the same belief. Everybody have a different God they worship. Everybody have a different belief. But I'm Christian, so I believe in God. And I believe, like, you can get your karma. I don't need to do anything. So God will handle it for me. So I do understand where... Stop laughing. I'm not trying to be funny. I do understand where you're coming from, where... everybody have their own beliefs. So that's where I'm going with that. I'm not trying to get off topic. I tend to do off topic.
All the time.
Because the conversation sometimes do get interesting. And yeah. My other question to you is, why wasn't she exiled after the death of the second emperor? This is how she was a concubine to the first, emperor. Now she is the wife of the second emperor, and we've
in the last episode, we've covered the fact that how she became empress. So why wasn't she exiled after the death of the second one?
Well, it's not exiled. The other empress was exiled because of love issues, and she was framed for killing Wu Zetain's and the emperor's child. However, with Wu Zetain, she had 2 children that would bear the throne or the empire for the emperor. That's why she didn't die along with everybody else. She actually got promoted and became Empress Dowager and regent. So that's why she didn't die. 2 sons would succeed her. 2.
Right, but then I'm a bit confused because, like, do you know? So now you know the order of succession in England. I am curious to know, how was she able to ascend the throne, like, without? Because then, on a regular basis, from what I understand, I'm not saying everything I'm saying is facts. I'm just going based off of my understanding. Usually, the next in line is the son. Why was she, the empress, able to ascend the throne and not one of her children?
Her children did. Emperor, his name, Emperor Zhao Zong. He ascended the throne, succeeded his father. He was deposed by Wu Zetain after she contained immeasurable amount of power, political power.
Savage!
Yeah, savage, brutal. Immeasurable amount of political power to depose her son after 6 weeks. 6 fucking weeks. And then her other son became emperor, but he didn't last long. She then overthrew.
What happened?
She overthrew him, and that's how she became emperor of China.
Well, darling, how and why was she able to overthrow him? Like,
he was just the weak one that she could control all the time. It was only no. It's believed to say that it was over a matter of time that she was able to control political power throughout the whole kingdom. And when the emperor died, they say it took him 3 days before the public even found out he died. Nah, 3 days. She hid it.
Wow. What, she was powerful. So let me ask this. I'm going a bit off topic, but let me ask this question. How is it possible for a woman back in that time, in that era, to have so much power to the point where her husband, the emperor, had been dead for 3 days, and she was able to keep that under wraps for so long?
Kill everyone. I'm not even joking.
Kill everyone.
They would kill everybody that were heard, seen, or even rumored about anything that would have happened in the palace. They would literally have just been killed off. Their maids, their servants, their eunuchs, they're literally everything. They would have just been killed and replaced by somebody else that would have listened to something, an order that they would have been given better than the previous one. Like, that's how it went back then. People were paid to kill somebody.
So she was able...
People were paid to do this. Servants were paid to dishonor this and do that, and witchcraft, and they would take the blame because their family would probably come out better off in a modern day version.
So she was able to keep that
quiet for 3 days. Nobody found out until she feel like it was time. So in that period of time, she was able to change. She probably was able to change a lot of stuff. Like she was able to say, because based on what you said earlier, she controlled and she was behind a lot of political decisions, on behalf of her husband. So what you're saying is that she was a boss.
She bossed everything. She controlled everything in the kingdom. Literally. Everybody. How do you think she took over? Political power.
She sound like she could probably be from the Caribbean. Cause we got bosses in the Caribbean. But anyways, my next question. On to my next. Because this is so interesting. I'm not really a fan of other history. I like the history that I like. My other question is this. Why did she rename it? Why did she rename the Tang Dynasty to the Zhou Dynasty? Why didn't she stick to the Tang Dynasty? Because at this point she was married to 2 emperors bearing the same name, dynasty. Why did she change it?
I've read somewhere that it's probably based on her family name, but in other places I can't find what her family name is actually called or what she even used to be called when she entered the palace. Wu Zetain was given to her by the previous emperor, Taizong. After a competition she'd won somewhere. I wasn't alive back then, so I'm not sure.
Obviously.
But then I've read somewhere else that it's named after the historical Zhou Dynasty, way back before when she was born. Right? Way back.
That's interesting because, like, I would love to know what her actual name would have been had they not changed it to Wu Zetain. So, it's just my opinion.
Cool name.
Just my curiosity.
She's powerful.
No, I'm not saying the name is, and I'm not saying the name doesn't sound, but it do give that power. Wu Zetain. Empress Wu Zetain. So anyways, we talk about her being able to ascend the throne, being able to, have the power that she had. Now I want to know the order of succession back then. Because I do understand the order of succession now, but back then it really doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, the line of succession back then, and for most countries probably still nowadays, is the next in line is a man. Male heir.
Right.
Male heir is the next in line.
Right.
Crown prince, they are named. And if the eldest male wasn't appointed as crown prince, then the emperor would appoint some other relative towards him to be the crown prince. It doesn't have to be on age or anything. It all comes from the imperial decree of His Majesty the Emperor, and that's how they say
but
it.
But back then, the man or a male is always is the head, right? How she's the first female ruler in history.
Yeah. To behold, she is.
Right. Yes. How is it? I'm still maybe I'm dumb. I'm still not understanding how do we act? How were they able to accept a female on throne?
Even I'm not able to understand that. She must have been powerful.
I feel like it's that education that she was able to obtain. It's the education and the fact that back then, like I say, last week, they're playing chess, while nowadays, modern people we are playing checkers, right? Because most women nowadays, I'm saying hopefully it's 90% of women. I'm not saying that she did it. I'm just going off rumors that women weren't able to take the life of their babies back then, the children, after bringing them, to birthing them and raising it. I don't think most women are capable of it. If nowadays women are capable, it's because they're mentally disturbed. And I can't even think about not having my daughter. That's crazy.
Yeah, but
that's
back
crazy.
then it was natural for anybody to just do anything to, especially in the royal family. The line of succession. Would you not want your kid to be the emperor?
Yes, I understand that, but that's different, because taking the life of your child that you want to see succeed is crazy.
It was a girl. Wasn't it? It was her daughter.
Why is that different? Why is that different than a male?
Because she can't succeed. She can't give them power. She can't give them ultimate power. That's what all the women wanted back then, was ultimate power. They wanted to be behind the man that ruled the world.
Yeah, but I'm saying, okay, fine. Let's give it to her. The Empress, she was able to achieve a lot. She was able to change a lot. But I'm saying though, in all honesty, in all reality, in order for you to be so successful in making such a drastic change in life, you have to be heartless. You have to be, because taking the life of your daughter, your child, you went through labor. I know what pain is like, and I know what that type of pain is like.
Back then, they didn't have all the medication that we have nowadays.
Right. But listen, I didn't have no medication. I just natural. It was natural.
Oh, Yang.
Well, I'm saying.
Ying, sorry.
Yeah, so back then I could, but that's more reason why you want to see your daughter succeed. Right now, I would love for my daughter to succeed. I want my daughter to accomplish more than I did. So I would appreciate it, and the fact that she allowed her daughter to, and she mold her into that woman rather than taking which is rumors. I'm not saying it's true.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
false,
saying
true. I'm not sure.
It's rumors. I'm just going based off of the history back then, because I feel like kings, queens, emperor, empresses, the whole lot was savages.
Some more than other
things that things that we would see nowadays and be like, it would traumatize us. It was, that's normal. That's just another day for them. It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Waking up, not knowing if you're going to be dead in the next day or two.
I don't think. Yeah, I feel like I said last week. I feel like I wouldn't last too long in that era, in that period. I don't know.
Wouldn't even come out the womb.
Dead.
Yeah.
If, according to you, if I was able to get that far.
Parents, still before your generations of your family are executed by the order of His Majesty.
Yeah. Yep. So those swimmers won't be swimming no more. Definitely, those swimmers won't be swimming no more. We won't be having no more Yang.
Won't be.
Yang.
Everybody.
Because of our opinions. So while we was talking about
being born and the brutality they had back in the, those era. Stop laughing. I didn't want to say that I want to be more respectable. But anyway, but but I feel like it is. I feel like it is. It is. No? It wasn't yesterday, so it is. So anyways, like I was saying, we know back then women were not looked upon as the most intelligent, useful being on planet. At this point, a rat is more useful than we are, right? In the eyes of men. What are some of the changes that she has done or made possible for women? What are changes made that women are women are able now to have, modern day women? What are changes she made?
Well, some from back in the day is making them government officials, generals, kill ya and slaughter ya. Prince, back when she was then in her own right, then she changed females to be looked upon as a prince, the same status as a prince.
What?
Yeah, you wouldn't think so. She's just killed her own child, would you?
No, listen. I'm saying this. I'm saying it was a rumor. It was a rumor. So I didn't really take it real serious because we have rumors be made up. Though sometimes some part of the rumor could be true. But I'm saying she's a woman and she have forged her own path and she forged path for women. And reading up on her, man, listen, I would like some of her DNA.
You might as well have some. You think she's from the Caribbean?
Yes, but I would like more of her DNA. I would like some more of the savagery. She was savage. And it was I go based off of my emotions most times. And I feel a bit more, a sprinkle of savage. I could deal with a bit more savage. I think I could. Too nice. I am.
Nah. Not when you truly want to be savage.
I'm not savage. I'm not.
Well, we'll see. We'll let the audience think about that.
I'm not. I'm so nice. I'm not. I wish I was really savage because the things that have happened to me, I wish. Karma. I just sit back and let karma happen. But she, Empress Wu Zetain.
Emperor Wu Zetain.
What you mean emperor? She's empress.
She made herself an emperor. That's what her...
Stop!
That's what her ruling period between 1690 and 705 AD was. She made herself... That's the Zhou Dynasty. It came with a title.
That is a boss. That's a boss. I thought women were only supposed to be empresses. You have princesses.
What did you call her the other day? The holy...
Oh yeah, you mean the holy and divine emperor. I forgot about that part yesterday. How we did cover that bit. Wow. Powerful. That woman. So I've read somewhere where she was a part of the Silk Road. I'm not aware. I'm not
educated on what the Silk Road is. I don't know if you want to go into the Silk Road and let me know what that is about and what was her part in the Silk Roads.
Well, first of all, do you know what the Silk Road was called?
No.
Or why it was called the Silk Roads?
No, baby, you just go in there and let me know and educate me. I'm in class. Class is in session.
Well, it's in the name, the Silk Roads, because obviously silk was sold on those roads by traders of all kinds, from China, northwest, east, south, whatever direction that it comes in. It was for the royal family. It was for nobles to be doing private passings, as it was they were cherished, weren't they, for selling jewelry and, like you say, silk and food and wine and snacks and candies. Like, it sold it all. It had. I watch a lot of English movies that has a part of history in it. Is it like back in the day? You'll have that road where people pass with merchants will pass on that type of road with different things to sell and trade or whatever you mean. Would there be bandits on that road, or is it just like one of those safe roads to pass on? No, there'll be bandits and thieves. There'll be thieves on those roads.
Isn't bandits and thieves the same thing?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify for you.
The sass!
Obviously, because, the royals and the nobles and the people that were selling the silk, you got to think the money that was passing through there and the fame and the royals, they wanted to kill them all. Back then, like you say, emperors didn't last that long in history on sometimes. It's like kings and queens here. They were killed off or they were slaughtered or gone to hang, poisoned, because the next successor wanted to take the throne.
But why would a king or queen or emperor, empress pass on those type of road? Because then obviously that's a dangerous road to pass on. So why would you risk your life and pass on that road and not the regular type of road? Why?
Quicker access.
Is it?
Yeah. That's why it's the Silk Roads. Easy access. Gotta think silk, nice, fancy, lovely to touch.
Okay. That's not my thought, but okay. Gotcha.
Well, that's just my preference on, well, not preference, but imagination on what the Silk Roads would contain. Right.
So you've covered why it's called the Silk Road. Why, what is the purpose for those roads? And,
trading. Money.
So,
trading.
Of course.
Money.
To this day, everything is about money.
Power.
So I think
back then it was power.
It was power. It was power. It was mainly power was the source of, like, if you don't have power, it doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. Nowadays, money is power. If you have money, you have power. In the Caribbean,
money didn't count. Power was everything.
Right. So in the Caribbean, if you don't have money, you don't have power. And we call that curry favored. Don't ask me why. The curried favor. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. I just know that it's like saying, that you are favored, favoritism. It's the same thing, but we gotta have some of the spice to our thing. We gonna be spicy. We are from the Caribbean. We gonna be spicy with everything, every explanation. So yeah.
No power, no money, carried favor.
Curry favor, yeah. So if you do not have any money in this day and age, and I don't think it extends only to the Caribbean, it's all over the world. Hence Trump. I love Trump.
You are. What did you say?
It's the reason why Trump, hence Trump, it's the reason why Trump is able to have the power he has now because of money. Like, who the hell? Like, make that make sense?
I'm just baffled how they wasn't able to assassinate him.
Stop! This is for entertainment purposes only. We mean no harm. We come in peace.
The guy meant no harm.
Oh, why? I need to bandage your mouth. What the?
It just came out. Intrusive thoughts.
Yes, that's it. You need to. I feel like.
What? Our editing department's gonna have to bleep that out. My uncle is supporter of Trump.
Listen to me, uncle. In this present moment of recording, we love Trump. And once we stop recording, we kind of like Trump. Because he's a human being.
Is he?
I'm not going I'm not going to go there with you with that conspiracy theory. Because they're saying that Biden, how the hell we tend to leave from one topic to another? They're saying that Biden is not Biden. He's a clone. Aw, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope he gets well soon. And he's not running. He's not running. Camilla is doing it.
Camilla?
Yeah.
The vice president?
Yeah.
I don't think that's her name.
It is. It is Camilla Harris. Camilla Harris, right?
That's the queen.
It is.
Oh no. That's...
No, wait. It is.
Not Camilla Harris, but the queen is called Camilla. When you were like Camilla, I was like, that's gracious queen. See the enthusiasm in my voice then for our queen.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I do not want to pause. I do not want to upset our department. But I apologize if I do have the wrong name.
No, that's not Camilla.
What is it?
Kamala Harris. Camilla Harris.
It's not Kamala, it's Camilla. You have a way of pronouncing. We have a way of pronouncing. Let's leave it right there. It's the same thing.
That's Kamala Harris. That's not Camilla. Camilla has an I in it.
Stop.
Camile. Camilla.
But how did you get?
Or A.
You say Leicester. Right?
You say Leicester.
Make that make sense. Make that make sense.
Where's the H? Where's the H in Leicester?
How in the hell do you get Leicester out of that spelling? If you could explain that to me, I'll sit here and I'll sit quiet.
There is a song that explains how you can spell Leicester. So you can look that up on YouTube, but I wasn't fortunate enough to actually learn that song. So that's all on you. Now you're here in the UK.
No, no, it's not all on me. Listen, somebody corrected me and I stick to the correction. So if at any point I hear anybody say Leicester, I know that they're not originally from here, or they weren't grown up, they weren't born, grow, or raised here. So yeah, like myself.
But it's Kamala Harris.
Stop. Whatever.
Out there.
So back on topic. We have covered the Empress Wu Zetain, who was ahead of her years. She was a trendsetter. She was a modern day woman, even though it was back in the 680s. She was the brains behind a very powerful man, and she started from the bottom and worked her way up to the top and became the boss, made herself the emperor. She was the back then. I personally would like to say thank you to the Empress Wu Zetain. She have a name for herself. Stop, I'm being so serious, because had it not been for her,
like,
women...
I pledge an oath to the allegiance of her Empress Wu Zetain.
Yep, all of that. Yep, all of that. If it was not for her, women would not have been so rambunctious as they are today, before my time and before my grandmother's time, and were able to push forward and be more of a head rather than a tail.
Or do you want to know into a little bit of a fact that I have for you here?
Of course. Yep.
When Wu Zetain died, the Zhou Dynasty was abolished and the Tang Dynasty was reinstated, and everything that she did for the country was put back to order what the Tang Dynasty wanted. So it's like being wiped out from existence. So everything you just said is like people way closer to when we were born. In reinstated those more when you were closer to be born, but reinstated those factors for women.
But what I was saying is she did a lot, and it obviously made her different in history today. It made a lot. She was one of the first female emperor. Well, I was thinking that she was just an empress, but she made herself an emperor. So she has made changes, regardless of the fact that they've tried to change everything back to the old ways. Right? She blazed her own trail. She literally formed her own path. There was no path made. There was no blueprint. She did that on her own. And I feel like women today, that's what most women are doing today, based on the fact that, they try to do things that their family members weren't able to, and they try to blaze out their own trail. And I can't knock her. Like, she came from the bottom, literally, and she did her thing. She was behind this man for how many years before he died, and she was the one that stood still. And, she was the backbone. Hence, Adam and Eve. Yeah, we ain't going into that.
Well, here's another thing for you. You can go and visit her grave.
Where?
In China somewhere. I'm not sure the location, but you can visit the grave of the Emperor and the Empress, because she was buried with her husband after she died.
Babe, that's a trip for me and you.
China's far. Don't like flying.
That's a trip for me and you. Bucket list.
Another day for another topic.
Right.
Well, that's about it today, guys. We will be back next week with another topic. Episode 5, is it? See you next time. Bye.
Bye.